Augustus's political strategy, the art of appearing as first citizen, after years of civil war and political turmoil. Augustus, formerly Octavian, emerged as the sole ruler of Rome, but rather than declare himself king or dictator, he took a subtler approach. He called himself Princeps, meaning first citizen. It was a brilliant move. Augustus understood something that many before him did not. In a society that prided itself on republican values, raw power alone could not sustain rule. Perception mattered. So he reshaped the Roman state by redefining power under the guise of tradition. Let's explore how Augustus used political finesse, symbolism, and carefully crafted modesty to build an empire while pretending to restore the republic. 1. Rejecting the crown. Learning from Julius Caesar's mistakes, Julius Caesar amassed power too quickly and too visibly. By accepting lifelong dictatorship and allowing cult-like honors, he alarmed the Senate and was assassinated for threatening the republic. Augustus paid attention. Instead of following Caesar's path, he refused overt titles of tyranny, rejected monarchy, and presented himself as the restorer of the republic even as he slowly dismantled it behind the scenes. In 27 BCE, he formally returned power to the Senate, earning praise as a selfless patriot. The Senate, in return, granted him new honors, most notably the title Augustus, or the Revered One. It was all a political performance, but it worked brilliantly. 2. The title Princeps. Power disguised as modesty. Augustus styled himself as Princeps Civitatis, or first citizen. It sounded humble, but in reality, it meant he was first among equals, the ultimate decision-maker in Roman political life. By taking this approach, he avoided the appearance of autocracy. He retained control over key institutions, the military, treasury, foreign policy, and provincial administration. He presented his rule as a continuation of republican tradition, not a break from it. This tactic gave Augustus the appearance of constitutional legitimacy, though real power was concentrated in his hands. 3. Control through offices, not titles. Augustus didn't need a crown to rule. He held a combination of legal powers that gave him authority over the entire Roman world: imperium maius, supreme command over all Roman armies; tribunicia potestas, powers of a tribune of the people, including the ability to propose laws and veto actions; censorship powers, control over the Senate's membership and public morals; religious authority. He eventually became Pontifex Maximus, the high priest of Rome. Each of these roles had a republican precedent, but in Augustus's hands, they were permanent and absolute. 4. Propaganda, public works, and the cult of personality. Augustus reinforced his position through a carefully curated image. He portrayed himself as the restorer of peace after years of civil war, Pax Romana. He funded grand building projects like the Forum of Augustus and the Areopagus, Altar of Peace, reminding citizens of his role as a peacemaker. He used coins, statues, and inscriptions to associate his reign with divine favor, linking himself to gods like Apollo and the deified Julius Caesar. All of this reinforced the idea that Augustus was chosen by fate, not ambition. 5. Balancing tradition and control. Augustus walked a political tightrope. His genius was in making people feel like they still had a republic, even as he gradually centralized power. The Senate still met, but it was filled with his supporters. Elections continued, but Augustus influenced the outcomes. Republican officers remained, but none could challenge him. This blend of illusion and authority kept Rome stable and allowed Augustus to rule for over 40 years. Conclusion: a masterclass in political optics. Augustus didn't conquer Rome, he persuaded it. By calling himself first citizen, rather than emperor or king, he cloaked absolute authority in the language of humility and tradition. It was a calculated, long-term strategy that gave Rome peace, order, and the illusion of liberty. In doing so, Augustus founded a dynasty, transformed the Roman world, and left behind a political model that influenced leaders for centuries.